Good evening, everybody. I'm Mary O'Connor with the Alaskan Aviation Safety Foundation and the National Institute for Occupational Safety and Health here in Anchorage. Welcome to Hangar Flying, which is brought to you by Alaska Public Media. This evening, we are happy to have Jarod Hoogland on our show. Welcome to Hangar Flying, Jarod.
It's great to be here.
Jarod is the relatively new Executive Director for the Alaska Aviation Museum. He's been very busy planning the induction of 4 pilots into the Alaska Aviation Museum's Hall of Fame. So let's start with the Hall of Fame. Can you tell us what it is?
Absolutely. So every year, the Alaska Aviation Museum hosts the Hall of Fame. And really, it's an event to honor the men and women who have shaped Alaska's aviation industry. And really, because the aviation industry is so important to Alaska's as a whole, it's really about the growth and the change to the modern era for Alaska's history in general.
So can you tell us who are this year's inductees? Are they names that we're familiar with?
Absolutely. So first, we're inducting Dick and Lavelle Betts, and we're recognizing them for their work with their CAA and many decades of hunting and fishing guiding. We're also recognizing Jarod Hoogland for his many years of operating many different air services, including Harold's Air Service. And lastly, we're honoring Steve Mills, who helped found Star Air Service, which is the predecessor company to Alaska Airlines.
Okay. And are all of these on the same level, or is there something that distinguishes one from the others?
We do distinguish them. We have a Lifetime Achievement Award, which we're giving to the Bettses. We have the Entrepreneur Award, which we're giving to Mr. Esmelka. And we have the Pathfinder Award, which is going to Mr. Mills.
Okay, great. How are these inductees chosen?
Well, as you probably are aware, we have a long list of potential nominees, and we do have a board committee who ultimately selects them. We typically choose 3 inductees. One of them is chosen as one of the early pioneers from the 20s or 30s who really started Alaska aviation. But we also choose 2 who are part of the more modern era, because we recognize, even as a museum, that the aviation industry and history is still being written.
Exactly, and I think that must be a very, very challenging role to determine the winners.
There are a lot of worthwhile candidates, absolutely.
Exactly, you must have a lot of challenges in choosing so many.
We do.
People deserve to be nominated.
Many deserving folks, and of course, as a museum, we're here forever, so many more will be recognized.
Good to hear. So when is this celebration?
So the Hall of Fame this year is on March 18th, and it'll be held at the Wings of Freedom hangar in Merrifield.
And how would somebody go about getting tickets?
The best place to get tickets, or even to become a sponsor of the event, is to visit aviationhalloffame.net or alaskaairmuseum.org.
Okay, and I understand that last year's event was sold out. Are you looking to sell out this year's event as well?
We're actually very close to selling out at this point. And so if you want to take part in the event, don't hesitate to contact us, but it will be a sold-out event.
And is it a formal event? It's in a hangar.
It's semi-formal.
Okay. And can you tell us what people might have to look forward to? Presentations?
The biggest thing is our inductees, the Bettses and Mr. Esmelka, will actually be on hand to give some speeches. And so you'll get to meet the inductees, the Hall of Fame, if you're at the event.
That's wonderful. I think it's a great opportunity to meet some of these living legends who are still with us.
Absolutely, and you've got to meet them when you can.
Exactly. They are a cherished piece of history, and we're fortunate to have them while we do. Can you tell me if there's a limit on the number of tickets that are being sold?
Absolutely. We're basically limiting this to our first 250 people who can come to the event, and we're already at 200. So it's close.
Wow. And how much are tickets?
Tickets are going to be $125 for non-members, $100 for members.
And that's members of the museum?
Of the Alaska Aviation Museum, correct.
Okay. So it sounds like this is an opportunity not to be missed.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you so much for coming here and telling us about this Friday's activity. It's been a real pleasure having you on the show.
Great. Thanks for having me.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, if you don't have plans for this Friday, the Hall of Fame induction celebration would be a great way to spend the evening. It's also a great way to honor some of the men and women that have contributed to the heritage and the history of aviation in Alaska. If you'd like to support the museum or to support the inductees, please consider joining the celebration this Friday at the Wings of Freedom hangar. Until next time, please fly and drive safely.